So I had like the upper was attached and then a ball at the lower pec.
Did you tear that training with Fac?
Yeah, I trained to train. I had a little bit of animosity towards him for about a year. I never told him.
Guys, I don't know how you guys enjoy having big legs. I mean, it's not.
Oh man, I love it.
Why do you love it? Let me pitch this to you. So I was talking to my client recently. This guy, he's a young guy. He doesn't have much time. And he's trying to schedule his training schedule. And he's like, dude, can I just add like shoulder day to this other thing so that I have more? And I was talking to him on the phone. I was like, listen, I'm an arm wrestler, so I may be a little biased. Okay, you don't have to listen to me. But I was telling him, like, do you really need to work out your legs? Like, you could just remove the leg days and then you'd be fine. You'd have enough time in your week. And he's like, no, I need to work out the legs. I was like, wait, look, I have a pitch. So first of all, you work out your legs. Number one, you tire the hell out of yourself twice a week. I actually crashed my car when I was 17 after a squat day. I squatted, got in my car. I was like, no, we're not even moving, by the way. I was in like traffic and my leg just released from the pedal, from the brake. And I just hit the guy in front of me. My leg, I couldn't control it. So that happens to you. Okay, number one. Number two, you end up hurt. Everybody who squats a lot or has very strong legs ends up hurting either his knees or his hips. And if you do, unlike your arms, you got to walk on your legs. So now you can't walk right. Like, that's a really serious problem. I hurt my arm or my shoulder. I can still walk around. And the third thing is having your legs bigger actually, because I used to have slightly big legs when I was squatting and stuff when I was in high school. It takes blood away from where you want it to be around your legs, right? So it gets harder to get good erections. Like you stand up, you're having sex, you stand up, the erection's gone because the blood has to go to your thighs.
That's true.
True, and then also it makes your dick look smaller because your legs are next to it.
Right.
There's all these bad things going on, and then you can't wear pants, bro. You try to buy pants, the pants are either too big for your waist or too tight for your thighs or your ass.
Are you saying? But you can see why competitors would want to have bigger legs.
No, I know. As if you're on stage,
yeah, I like legs because I feel like if somebody has legs, they're training. Like big legs don't come by accident. Anybody can have arms or chest. If a guy has huge legs, he's really training.
That's
what do your legs measure at, Beau?
I've never in my life, I've never measured my arms, my legs. No, I don't know.
But it's hard to walk also, and then they constantly slide on each other.
You get that chafing, like if you're out there in those days around.
That's hectic. But I want to ask you guys one last question. So have you ever tried this Tricep plate-loaded machine, which is a tricep push-down that you have to sit on in the gym? Like it's a seated dip. Have you ever tried it? With plates?
I would like to, but I had a pec tear where the tendon stayed on the bone, so it was muscle for muscle, the worst kind.
Oh, that's the worst.
You imagine them they had to suture muscle to muscle back. Like if
you're that the tear that they had to actually put it back together.
So
tell us the story.
But say if your tendon comes off the bone, like Kevin Levrone, they just take the tendon, put it back, anchor it, and you're like 99%. That's why he went back to benching 500 pounds. My tendon stayed in place, but the muscle ripped.
It was, yeah.
And a lot of doctors won't even perform the surgery. I went to Columbia Presbyterian because a guy there previously worked for the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens. And he was like, look, I did this surgery before for a wide receiver, and the guy just simply went up to stretch out for a pass, and it ripped.
Oh.
He said, I'm not going to do it. He refused to do it. And I went to the hospital special surgery, which is like the number one. I mean, that place is amazing. And the guy, I kind of think he saw me as like it was a challenge to him. He wanted me. He wanted to do it. But he was booked. He was trying to talk me into waiting 2 months. And I said, no, you can't do that to scar tissue. I'm not going to. I said, I need to get this done now. I can't let scar tissue set in. And he was even trying to talk me into waiting. So I finally found a doctor, and a real nice guy. I felt comfortable with him. And he said, look, I'm going to open you up on the table the day of the surgery. There's a chance because the MRI only tells you so much. He said, there's a chance I'm going to open you up, look around, and just suture you back up and do nothing. Yeah. He said, we really don't know what I can do for you until I get in there. But he did an amazing job. I mean, my chest is totally ruined. I have no type of gap or indentation.
Wow.
But the chest, like if you saw me without my shirt on, you wouldn't know I have a torn pec. but it doesn't contract at all. So like the show I did after I tore it, I couldn't even flex my chest. It looked worse to try to flex my chest.
Really?
So this doesn't move. And also, I'm so afraid of overcompensating with my good pec. So when I train, letting the good side take over more and then tearing it.
That's right there, yeah.
So I went from I did have a really thick, a really good, great chest.
No, you still do. Bro, you still do. Come on, don't be harsh.
No, it's shitty compared to what it was because I can't stimulate it. Like the way I used to.
So now, can you stretch fully that pec that's...
I can't do because my shoulder, I'm so extreme, and this was such a life-changing. I mean, it put me in a severe depression for a year. Like because I had just moved to New York. I had a lot of things going on. I was going through a separation. I just moved to New York, and like for the first 2 months, everything was going great. So I was training with Fat Grade.
Oh.
Not coach, like we were training together every day.
I like a lot, yeah.
So I was growing. You know how it is when you move to a new place. People are calling you. They want you to go out constantly. So like my life was really good, and then I tore the pec, and the phone stopped ringing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like sitting around, me and my dog, just sitting around bored.
Yeah.
But I had a really hard time with it. But I had to wear a sling for 13 weeks.
Oh wow!
And he told me to only take it off in the shower and do a small rotation. But I was like, fuck it. I'm not even going to do that. I'll take it off so it doesn't get wet, but I'm not moving the shoulder. I'll just deal with the frozen shoulder later. I went to spec deal. And so when I finally did go back like 13 weeks later, he had to like push my arm up. My shoulder was so frozen.
Wow.
But that's what you have to do. Like I saw like this guy, Ryan.
Oh God.
He fucking tore his pec. Do you know this story?
Yeah, the Ryan Crowley guy.
I don't know who that is.
But Leo, check this out.
Pec with Larry Wills.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
He lives in Dubai, but yet he needs a GoFundMe, which
yeah, that was.
I'm sorry, but if you live in Dubai, move back to Kansas and pay your own bills. Dubai is not cheap. But anyhow, he tore his pec. He goes back into the gym immediately because God forbid you don't get social media content, right? You gotta make Instagram posts. He goes right back into the gym and re-tears it.
Re-tears his pec, yeah.
What?
Right after the surgery.
Yep. Wait, that video that became popular where Larry grabbed the bar?
Yeah.
He did it again?
He had the surgery. He had it fixed. He runs right back to the gym. Now, he does claim, I don't know. He says he tore it putting his shirt on, but he was in the gym. There were posts of him in the gym. So, I mean,
he's a social media whore, that kid.
Yeah, so it was instead of just fucking staying off of Instagram, he most likely went back to the gym, retore it. So now he's dealing with the same thing again. But he's even in there now after the second pec tear doing things, training. I didn't even take a shower. I didn't rush into my underarm.
Bro, forget
13 weeks.
Forget a pec tear. When I got gyno surgery, you're supposed to work out after. I'm sure, Bostin, you worked out right after, right?
4 days like an idiot, yeah.
Bro, I didn't even move my arms up for 2 months. I lost all the muscle. I was like, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm not fucking up anyway. I didn't want to, because you could, with the gyno thing, you could like hurt your pec also if you move it in a weird way.
Yeah.
But so
I'd rather not take the chance.
Did they? So yours, they open it up and they stapled it or like tied it?
Kevlar sutures.
And will they remove it after, or it's just stapled?
No, it's in there holding it together.
Wow, that's crazy. So anyway, the reason why I was asking about that weird exercise, I've made an Instagram post.
Yeah, for me, it's just too. There are a lot of things I avoid, and that's just an awkward position for me.
I think it's actually bad for everybody's shoulder. Almost like a lot of. I made a post and everybody was commenting like my shoulder feels bad when I do it and stuff like that. You do that?
Well, you're talking about the McKee, but even regular dips, a lot of people tear their pec doing a dip.
Or you get shoulder issues.
Are you talking about the one that's kind of behind you?
Yeah, you're seated.
I love that machine.
With the plates, though, right?
Yeah, I love that machine.
It looks like a good machine. If I wasn't injured, I'd like to try it.
How many plates do you do on Bostin?
I don't go heavy, like 1 and 1.5, or on each side.
So that's what got me started. I went to the gym and I was trying to go on the machine, and this guy had like 1.5 plates on it. So I thought I'll start with that. And then he came back and he's like, "Oh, I'll take them off for you." I was like, "No, I'll leave them on." He's like, "Oh, that's you're warming up with my max set." I was like, that's your max set, bro? And I didn't say that, obviously. I was like confused. But then I tried it and I was like, it feels a bit different. And so I got to 5 plates. But I just started working out again like 2.5 months ago. So I didn't know if it was a lot 5 plates or not. So I made this post. Apparently a lot of people do 5 plates. It's a weird machine that you can do easy.
I could go heavier if I didn't have my pec tear, but I don't like to risk it. But
when you go heavier, it comes out.
Yeah, no, see, Bostin, you shouldn't even. I wouldn't even do that with your. It's not worth the risk with that.
Yeah, when I did it, I was going super light.
Well, we should remind the audience, by the way, that Bostin also has a pec tear that's also inside the muscle, but he didn't have it sutured. So you guys have, but was yours as bad as Beau's?
I don't know. Mine was worse because I had no. So the muscle here was intact, but from where it ripped, it completely rolled down. So I just had a ball.
Oh my god!
Down here. So I had like the upper was attached, and then a ball at the lower pec.
Did you tear that training with FAC?
Yeah, I trained to train. had a little bit of animosity towards him for about a year. I never told him.
Did you really? Why?
I mean, yeah, because listen, I hate flat bench press. I quit flat bench pressing. You know, of course, when you're a beginner, you do it. But I got into dumbbell. I like doing heavy incline barbell, but for flat, it was always dumbbell. I didn't do a flat barbell for like 10 years. I go and meet Factory. We start, I'm like, well, fuck, it's Factory. I mean, the guy, incredible physique, like, I'm just going to do what he says because I've always really done everything on my own. And I mean, Factory looks amazing. I'm just going to follow him. But, he's got those little short arms. I got longer arms. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And the 6th week of doing it, at my pec tour.
Were you trying to keep up with him?
Yes and no. Like on the bench, I wasn't. From where I'd only been doing it 6 weeks in a row, I didn't have the. It takes you a while to get the coordination and really get good at it. I mean, so no, he was a lot. He was stronger than me on everything, and he would always get a couple more reps than me. Factory was really, really strong, and you got to take into consideration the weight difference. So pound for pound, it's even crazier the amount of weight he could use.
Yeah.
But it pushed me because I never really had, like, that was my first, I had partners before. I've always had somebody spot me, but it really pushed me to try to keep up with him.
Well, now he's been natural since 2018, so.
Yeah, I think I can get him now.
I have never, ever felt comfortable doing a bench press, honestly.
I hate it. I did.
I mean, a flat bench press barbell. I've never... Yeah. My whole life, like from the time I tried it by myself at like 15 or whatever, 14, till the time Scott Mendelson teach me how to do it himself for hours. When Scott taught me how to do it, I figured out how they do it. Like I finally understood when I was with him, like the level of pinned backness that they do, where the shoulder is not even feeling it at all. And then they stick it back and it's a weird movement. When you do it like the way Scott does, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt your shoulders and weird stuff. But if you do it any other way, which is the way to do it as bodybuilders, like to get your shoulders to grow as a bodybuilder, you got to put your shoulders forward when you bench. You can't put them back because then it doesn't hit them, right? So to do that properly, and especially incline benching when you're trying to get that, you're putting all the pressure on those shoulders. And for me, it hurt I have really long arms for my height. It just really hurts me.
Do those slingshot things help that Mark Bell sends? I have one of those.
Yeah, for bodybuilding, I feel like that's just helping you lose weight.
Okay.
That basically helps you get it away from your pec to your tricep.
Yeah, for bodybuilding, I wouldn't do that. But see, Leo, I have long arms too, and no matter how slow, I do everything. I'm not ballistic on anything. I do everything slow and controlled. But no matter how strict my form was, I just never felt the barbell on flat the same way I would do dumbbells or even machines.
Honestly, Beau, the first time my chest ever grew, I wasn't like bodybuilding, but the only time I ever noticed my chest grow fast was when I got those pec fly machines with the pad, where it's a padded one, and I didn't grab the handle.
It's the old school that they come in like this.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you grab the pad like this so your elbows aren't in, you don't get much shoulder, your shoulder doesn't hurt, and you can really get that inner part and really isolate it.
Unfortunately, you don't see those often, but they're great. I don't
know why they put the long arm ones everywhere. Those ones aren't as good, right? Because you got that angle going. It doesn't hit it right.
Yeah, I like the one you're talking about.
But this is all. We never talk about this stuff on the show. But on this topic, what is the best exercise that you've ever done for your triceps? Because I discovered something.
Bostin's oil.
Synthol.
Boston, one of the questions was thanking you for giving him arms. Actually, he said that in the questions.
People usually get really a couple inches on their arms if they're consistent. They use the protocol right, but yeah, the only thing that got my arms to grow, man, and they were the weakest body part. Even my parents were both bodybuilders. It was the weakest body part. Was consistent synthol use. Honestly.
Maybe Boston, if I ever live near you, I should have you experiment on my arm a little bit. I can't do those deep injections myself. I'm scared.
I mean, well, I am serious when I say oil, number one. But for arms, I really like a lot of cables, just getting a pump, moving quick. I used to do the heavy dumbbell, the heavy barbell, the things you think you have to do, the skull crushers, the close grip bench. But for me, just moving quick, getting a pump, doing a lot of cable work, was worked out better. Now my arms are shitty, so you may not want to take that advice, but they would be shittier.
Crazy,
huh?
Your arms aren't shitty.
You're an extremely self-critical human being, Beau. You're too self-critical.
Yeah,
we love you. You should love yourself too, bro.
I do. Arms are great. It's not like low self-esteem, but
we could put a glass on your shoulder, on your pec shelf. It could hang out there. Don't be so harsh on yourself, bro.
Miliani and I swear we've been together for 9 years. We probably have 20 pictures together that we like. Like every time she takes a picture, I'm like, nah, we got to delete that one. We got to delete
You're such
that
a
one.
bodybuilder. But all I want to say about the tricep though, have you ever noticed if you're doing cables and your hand is like this as opposed to like this, you get a different feeling in the tricep?
Oh, I like doing reverse.
Yeah, reverse is.
No, I like those.
Yeah, right?
I like doing that one arm at a time.
It reduces my strength so much. Like I can do the whole stack almost the whole stack when it's that way, but when I reverse it, it's way lower. And you feel it in the back of the tricep as opposed to...
You know what I would say my favorite exercise is I get a cable, right? I grab the cable up here and I just go up like this. Or a rope cable behind my back or behind my neck like that.
That doesn't hurt your shoulder?
Not at all, no. Not on the cable.
I'm going to try this out. You guys gave me some good ideas. Maybe I'll find some oil. No, I'm joking. I'm not really doing all this stuff. All right, guys.
Even though you're training hard, it's not that taxing. It's not like doing a compound movement or legs. So I feel like you really you can catch your breath real quick and go again. So you're just getting so much blood in there, because you're not really giving yourself that much time in between sets. You just, really squeezing, doing about 12 reps and catch your breath and you're right back at it.
Hey, do you notice, Beau, that with your legs, do you respond better to those 20 rep sets? You do, right?
I can tell you that.
No, I didn't. No, I hired dog crap when I was 18 years old, and one of the things in their system was always use 20 to 25 reps for your legs. I just want to learn their system. I was not Dante, as one guy works under him, but then I tried it when I was 18. Suddenly my legs grew really fast. I didn't continue, but is that true?
I like to squat, and I would tell any beginner to squat. It's even kind of a rite of passage, you need to learn how to squat to be in the gym. But if you're doing it perfectly and you're not getting the results, I would move on to something else. Now, my legs did respond to squatting. I started every single leg workout with squats for years. And about 5 years in, it got to the point where I really plateaued. And I was in Venice, and I was with Chris Cormier, but Charles Glass was training him. So I was working in with him. And I was talking to Charles about my legs, and he said, you got to do 20 reps on the leg press. He said, every set, he said, don't do 18, don't do 9. He said, every set you do on the leg press has got to be 20 reps. So he told me to start out with leg extensions, 20 reps, not really killing yourself, just warming everything up. Move to the leg press, 20 reps, 3 sets, hack squats, go heavier, do 10 to 12. Then some type of front squat movement or another squatting machine, my legs blew up. Yeah. And I actually did that same workout with no variation for 10 years following that because it kept working.
It does, yeah. I think I've done 405 for 20 before. It's you have to do a rest pause of it. You breathe in between and everything, but your legs just grow.
They grow. There's something about it, man. And you know who else said I saw recently that big British guy, JP, because he's downsizing and he's changing up his training, and he was doing the 20 reps. And he said that his legs are taking on a different type of look, even though he's reduced the food and the gear. The 20 reps on the legs are actually giving him a different quality to his legs.
Do you think it's because we're always on our legs and they're kind of like your calves where we're always on them, so they need to be like really worked high with higher volume?
Or they're made to be endurance muscles.
I think they're made, because like now, like say if I were to go in and load up a machine, a leg press, and do 10 reps, I just don't feel it. You know, I'm moving the weight, but I don't feel it. You do a set of 20, man, you got to roll off the machine. You can't
crash
breathe.
your car on the way home, stuff like that.
It takes a lot out of you, but it is effective. I would recommend that for sure.